Ocean Wisdom, 5 Soothing Tales from the Deep. Hello, dear friend. Welcome to Ocean Wisdom. Tonight, we journey together beneath the waves to places of profound peace, where ancient wisdom flows like water and time moves slowly like the tide. Find yourself in a comfortable position. Let your body sink into softness. Feel the weight of your limbs becoming heavy, so beautifully heavy. Close your eyes if you haven't already. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. Only this moment, only this breath. Tonight, I will share with you 5 stories, stories of the ocean, real stories of wisdom and wonder, each one a gentle wave carrying you deeper into rest. The ocean holds secrets, not secrets meant to be hidden, but truths that reveal themselves only to those who listen with patience. Tonight, we listen together. Let my voice become like water, flowing around you, supporting you, gentle and constant. If you drift away into sleep, that is perfect. The stories will continue, like the ocean, always moving, always there. Breathe with me now, slowly, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Again, in and out. Beautiful. Now let us begin our first journey beneath the waves. Story 1: The Patient Kelp Forest. Imagine, if you will, a kelp forest, not the frantic, busy coral reefs, but a cathedral of tall, swaying kelp, off the coast of California, where the Pacific Ocean breathes in and out. The water here is cool, but not cold, just refreshing, like the other side of your pillow. The light filters down from above, turning everything a gentle emerald green. Each strand of kelp reaches upward, 30 feet tall, 40, sometimes even 60 feet, reaching toward the light, but never rushing, never straining, just growing patiently. And in this forest there is a very old kelp, not the oldest. The ocean does not measure in superlatives, but old enough to have learned something profound. Let us listen to its wisdom. I am kelp, the old one seems to whisper through the current, and I have learned to bend. You see, when I was young, I wanted so much to grow straight, to be strong, rigid, unyielding. I thought that was what strength meant. But the ocean had other plans. The currents came, as they always do, strong currents, pulling, pushing, testing. And I, in my youth, I resisted. I tried to stand firm, to fight the flow. And oh, how exhausting that was. Each wave a battle, each current an enemy. I spent all my energy simply trying not to move. But there was another kelp, older than me. She moved differently. When the current came, she bent, gracefully, like a dancer. The water pushed, and she flowed with it. The water pulled, and she swayed back, never fighting, never breaking. I watched her with confusion. "Don't you fight?" I asked when the current calmed. "Don't you resist?" She just laughed, a gentle laugh, like bubbles rising to the surface. Why would I fight what I cannot change? The ocean is stronger than me, but that doesn't make me weak. It makes me wise. I didn't understand, not at first. It seemed like giving up, like surrender. But as I watched her, day after day, I began to see she wasn't surrendering, she was dancing. When a storm came, a big one, I saw the difference. The stiff kelp, the ones who tried to resist, many of them tore, ripped from the rocks, broken by their own rigidity. But the old kelp, the one who bent, she survived, not by fighting, but by flowing, by accepting what was, by moving with the water instead of against it. That day, I learned. True strength isn't about being unmovable. It's about being flexible, resilient, able to bend without breaking. Now, when the currents come, I welcome them. I lean into them. I let them move me. And you know something wonderful? When I stopped fighting, I started growing, faster, healthier, stronger in ways I never was when I was rigid. Because I wasn't wasting energy on resistance, I was using it for growth, for reaching toward the light, for becoming more fully myself. The ocean taught me that there is wisdom in yielding, not the kind of yielding that means defeat, but the kind that means understanding, acceptance, flow. Life is like the current, always moving, always changing. We can spend our whole lives trying to stay the same, trying to stand firm against the flow. Or we can bend, we can sway, we can dance. And when we do, something beautiful happens. We discover that the very things we thought were pushing us off course were actually carrying us exactly where we needed to go. The current is not your enemy. Change is not your enemy. They are simply the nature of water, the nature of life. Bend and you will not break. Flow and you will find peace. Trust the current. It knows where it's going. And so the kelp forest sways, back and forth in the gentle current. Each strand bending, flowing, dancing with the water. There is no struggle here, only movement, only grace. The kelp does not fight the ocean, it becomes part of it. Feel yourself like kelp, your body heavy and relaxed, swaying gently with each breath. In, you rise slightly. Out, you settle deeper, rising and settling like kelp in the current. There is nothing to resist, nothing to fight, only this gentle rhythm, this beautiful flow. Let yourself bend, let yourself sway. Trust that you are held, just as the kelp is held by the ocean. You are held by this moment. Safe, peaceful, flowing. And now we drift to our second story, a story of ancient wisdom from the deep. Story 2, The Wisdom of the Nautilus. 500 million years. Can you imagine such a span of time? The Nautilus can, because the Nautilus has been here, witnessing, for all of it. Before dinosaurs walked, before forests grew, before mountains rose and fell and rose again, the Nautilus was swimming, quietly, patiently in the deep. Tonight we meet one, an old Nautilus, drifting in the twilight zone, that mysterious place between light and darkness, between surface and abyss. Its shell is a perfect spiral, each chamber built carefully, one after another, following a pattern that has repeated for millions of years. The golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence, mathematics made living. But the Nautilus doesn't know about mathematics. It just builds, following its own inner wisdom, the wisdom of growth. Let us listen. I am old, the Nautilus whispers through the water, but I was once young. When I was small, I lived in a tiny chamber, the first chamber of my shell. It was all I knew, my entire world, And I thought, this is enough. This is all there is. But something deep inside me whispered, grow. I didn't understand what that meant, but I listened. I began to build a new chamber, slightly larger, following the spiral. And when it was complete, I moved. I left behind the first chamber, sealed it, moved into the new space, and oh, how much more room I had, how much more I could be. But here is what I learned. That first chamber did not disappear. It's still there, part of my shell, part of my history, part of who I am. I built another chamber and another, each one slightly bigger, each one allowing me to grow, to become more, but never, never leaving behind what came before. You see, growth is not about abandoning your past, it's about building upon it. Each chamber supports the next, each experience makes the next possible. Some creatures, when they grow, they shed their skin, leave it behind completely, start fresh. But not me. I carry all of me. Every stage, every moment, all of it matters. There were times I wanted to stay in a chamber that felt comfortable, familiar. Why build another, I thought. This is good enough. But that whisper always came back. Grow. Not because what I had wasn't good, but because there was more, always more. The ocean taught me that growth is not optional. It is the nature of life. We grow or we die. There is no staying the same. Even trying to stay the same is a kind of dying. But here is the beautiful part. Growth follows a pattern. It's not random, it's not chaotic, it spirals outward, each turn similar to the last, but bigger, wider, more spacious. You've been here before, this feeling, this challenge, this fear, but you are not the same person who faced it last time. You've built new chambers, you're bigger now, stronger, more capable. The spiral teaches us life doesn't move in a straight line, it circles back. We face similar lessons, but each time from a new perspective, a wider view, more understanding. Sometimes people resist this. No, they say, not this again. I thought I was past this. But the spiral is not a circle. You're not in the same place. You're higher, further along. You've grown. And you'll keep growing, building new chambers, each one more spacious, until the day comes when you build no more, when you simply float, complete, a perfect spiral, a life fully lived. But until then, trust the whisper, the one that says, grow, even when you're comfortable, especially when you're comfortable, because comfort can become a prison if you let it. Build the next chamber, even if you can't see why you need it, even if the current one feels good enough. Trust that something in you knows what you're becoming, knows the shape of your wholeness. And remember, you carry it all. Every chamber, every experience, every version of yourself, all of it matters. All of it brought you here. You are a living spiral, growing, always growing, towards something beautiful, something only you can become. Trust the spiral, trust the growth, trust that you are exactly where you need to be, building the chamber you need right now. The Nautilus drifts, slowly, peacefully in the dark water, its shell glowing softly, a perfect spiral. 500 million years of wisdom carried in its form. You too are a spiral, your life circling outward, each year, each experience building upon what came before. You are growing, always growing. Feel the chambers of your own life, all the versions of yourself, the child you were, the teenager, the young adult, all still there inside you, part of your spiral. You haven't lost them, you've built upon them. Each one made you more, made you who you are right now. And you're not done. There are more chambers to build, more growth ahead. But not tonight. Tonight you rest. Tonight you float like the Nautilus in the peaceful dark, safe, whole, complete in this moment. Our third story awaits, a story of patience and time, the story of coral. There is a coral reef in the Caribbean, not the largest, not the most colorful, just a reef, building itself slowly, grain by grain, year by year. One tiny coral polyp, barely bigger than a grain of rice, and yet it builds, it creates, it leaves behind something lasting, something that will outlive it by centuries. The coral does not know about time, not the way we do. It doesn't count days or years. It simply lives, moment by moment, building cell by cell. Let us listen to the wisdom of coral. I am slow, the coral whispers in its way, so incredibly slow. I grow perhaps 1 centimeter in a year, sometimes less. A good year, maybe 2 centimeters. By your standards, by human measures, I am barely moving. But I am building every single day, even when you can't see it, even when there is no visible progress. I am building. The ocean taught me that meaningful things take time, real time, not the time measured by clocks, but the time measured by becoming. When I was young, just a tiny polyp, I looked at the reef around me, massive, ancient, stretching as far as I could sense. I will never, I thought, I will never build something like that. And an old coral, one who had been building for 300 years, she laughed gently. Of course not, she said. Not today, not tomorrow, not in your lifetime or the next or the one after that. Then why, I asked, why build if I'll never see the finished reef?
And she said something I've never forgotten. The reef is never finished. There is no finished. There is only building. The building is the point. I didn't understand. Not then. I wanted results. I wanted to see progress. I wanted proof that my work mattered. But slowly, so slowly, I learned. Each day, I secreted calcium carbonate, built my tiny skeleton, added my small piece to the reef. One day, barely noticeable, but day after day after day. And something grew. Not just my skeleton, but something else. Patience, understanding, peace. I stopped looking for the big moments, the dramatic changes. I stopped measuring my worth by visible results. I just built. Some days were hard. Storms came, broke pieces of the reef, set us back, destroyed what took decades to build. And I thought, what's the point? Why build if it can just be destroyed? But I noticed something. After the storm, I was still here, still building, and what I built in the aftermath was stronger, more resilient, better somehow. The destruction wasn't the end, it was part of the process. The reef grows through both building and breaking. Both are necessary. Years passed, decades. I couldn't tell how many, but one day I noticed there was shade above me. Other corals had grown on top of my skeleton, were using it as foundation for their own building. My work, my slow, patient work, had become part of something bigger. I hadn't built the whole reef, but I had built my part, and that was enough, more than enough. The ocean taught me that we don't work for ourselves alone. We build for those who come after. We create foundations for growth we'll never see. And that's beautiful. That's the point. We are not meant to do everything, or see everything, or complete everything. We are meant to do our part, to add our piece, to build today. So I stopped worrying about time, stopped comparing myself to others, stopped measuring my worth by speed or size or visible achievement. I just built, day by day, cell by cell, present to the work, present to the moment, trusting that small things done repeatedly become extraordinary. You see, we think transformation happens in big moments, dramatic changes, sudden shifts. But the truth is, transformation happens in tiny increments, barely noticeable, day by day. The person you'll be in a year, in 5 years, is being built right now by today's small choices, today's tiny efforts, today's patience. Don't dismiss the small things. Don't wait for the big moment. Don't hold out for when you'll have more time, more energy, more motivation. Build now. Build today. Even if it's just one cell, one small choice, one tiny step, build.
Should be slow for bedtime storytelling, because weeks become months, months become years, years become decades, and the person who builds a little every day creates something extraordinary. Not because any one day was exceptional, but because they showed up again and again and again. The reef teaches us patience, persistence, presence, the power of small things done with love, done with consistency, done because they matter. You are building your life right now, every day, every choice, every small effort. All of it matters. All of it is part of your reef. Trust the slow work. Trust that small things become great things. Trust that you are building something beautiful, something that will outlast you, something that matters. One cell at a time, one day at a time, one breath at a time. The coral reef sleeps, if coral can sleep. It rests in the dark water, building even now, even in sleep, slowly, patiently, cell by cell. You too are building, even now, even in rest. Your body repairs itself. Your mind processes the day. Your spirit restores itself. All of it building, growing, becoming. There is no rush. There has never been a rush. You have time. You have all the time you need to build your life, your dreams, yourself. One day at a time, one small choice at a time. Trust the slow work. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be, building what needs to be built. Rest now, deeply, completely. Tomorrow you'll build again, but tonight you rest, like coral in the peaceful dark. Our fourth story calls us a story of connection, the story of whales. In the middle of the Pacific Ocean, thousands of miles from any shore, a humpback whale swims, alone but not lonely. She sings a long, haunting song, notes that travel hundreds of miles through the water, through the deep, a song that reaches other whales far away, reminding them they are not alone. The ocean is vast, so vast that you could swim for months and never see the same water twice, and yet whales find each other through song, through sound, through connection. Let us listen to what the whale knows. "I sing," the whale begins, her song becoming words, "not because I am sad, not because I am lonely. I sing because that's how we stay connected." The ocean is so big, so impossibly big. When I was young, I thought that meant I was small, insignificant, lost in all this vastness. But my mother taught me to sing. She said, "Your voice travels farther than you think, deeper than you know. Your song reaches whales you'll never meet, but they hear you, and you hear them." At first, I didn't believe her. How could my song matter in this enormous ocean? What difference could one voice make? But I learned to listen, and when I did, I heard them. Other whales. Some close, some so far away their songs were just whispers. But all of us singing, all of us reaching out, saying, "I am here, you are not alone." The ocean taught me that we are connected, all of us, not in ways we can see, but in ways that matter more, through invisible threads, through songs, through the vibrations we send out into the world. Sometimes the ocean is dark, so dark I cannot see even my own fins. In those moments, I could feel very alone, very lost. But then I hear it, a song, distant, faint, but there. And I know someone else is swimming through the dark too. Someone else is finding their way, and somehow that makes my own darkness more bearable. I learned that my song doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be the most beautiful. It just has to be honest, real, from the depth of who I am. When I sing my truth, it resonates. It reaches the whales who need to hear it. Not all whales, but the ones who need exactly that song, in exactly that moment. And their songs reach me when I need them. Sometimes a song will come and I'll think, how did they know? How did they know I needed to hear that right now? But they didn't know. They were just singing their truth, and their truth happened to be what I needed. That's how connection works. We don't have to know what others need. We just have to be authentic. The rest takes care of itself. There was a time I stopped singing. I thought my song didn't matter, that no one was listening, that I was too far away to be heard. I swam in silence for a long time, just swimming, just existing, and the ocean felt colder, emptier, even though nothing had changed except my silence. Then one day I heard a song, a young whale just learning to sing, her voice wavering, uncertain, but there. She was trying, and something in me woke up. I answered her, hesitantly, my voice rusty from disuse, but I sang, and she responded, joy in her song. Someone had heard, someone had answered, and I realized my silence had mattered, not in a good way. By not singing,
I had left the ocean quieter, had left whales who might have needed my song in deeper silence.
The ocean taught me that we all have a responsibility to sing, to reach out, to connect, not because we'll be rewarded, not because we'll see the impact, but because it matters, because we matter, because our voice, our authentic voice, is needed. You might think no one is listening. You might feel too far away, too small, too insignificant. But your song travels farther than you know, deeper than you think. There is someone out there in their own darkness, in their own vast ocean, who needs to hear your song, needs to know they're not alone, that someone else understands, that someone else is swimming too. So sing, even if your voice shakes, even if you think no one is listening. Sing your truth, share your story, reach out, connect. Because we need each other. We need each other's songs. We need to know that in this vast ocean, we are not swimming alone. And when you hear someone else's song, answer them. Let them know you heard, that their voice reached you, that they are not alone either. Connection is not about being together, not about physical proximity. It's about reaching out, being vulnerable, sharing our truth, and trusting that it matters. It does matter. You matter. Your song matters more than you know. So sing. And the whale sings through the dark, through the vast, her song traveling, reaching other whales, hundreds of miles away, thousands, all of them hearing, all of them answering. A network of song, a web of connection, invisible but real, so real, holding them all in a vast embrace across the entire ocean. You too are part of a web, connected to everyone through invisible threads, through shared humanity, through the simple fact that we are all swimming through this mysterious ocean called life. You are not alone. You have never been alone, even when it feels that way. There are others, swimming, singing, reaching out, just like you. Listen for their songs and sing your own. Let the web hold you. Let the connection sustain you. You are part of something so much bigger than yourself, and that is beautiful. One final story awaits, the deepest story, the story of the abyss, where even light doesn't reach. Story 5. The Wisdom of the Deep. Let us go deeper now, deeper than we've ever gone, past the kelp forests, past the coral reefs, past where whales sing, down, down, into the abyss, where there is no light. No light has ever been here since the ocean was born. Only darkness, profound and complete. And yet, life exists here, thriving in ways we barely understand. In the deepest, darkest places, life persists. What wisdom does the abyss hold? Let us descend together. I am the deep, a voice seems to echo from everywhere and nowhere. And I am not what you think. You fear me, humans do, the darkness, the depth, the unknown. You think that what you cannot see is threatening, but I am peace. In the light, there is constant change, constant movement, waves, storms, turbulence. But here in the deep, there is stillness, such stillness that you cannot imagine. The pressure here is immense, crushing by your standards, but to the creatures who live here, it is normal, perfect. They are built for this pressure. They need it, would die without it. And this is wisdom. What crushes one sustains another. There is no universal standard for what is too much, too hard, too deep. You are built for your depth, for your pressure, for what you are facing. It feels crushing, I know, but you are not breaking. You are being shaped, strengthened, refined. In the abyss, there is no light from above, but there is bioluminescence, light that creatures make themselves from within. The only light that exists here is light that comes from the darkness itself. And this is profound. When external light is gone, when there is nothing to illuminate your path, you discover that you have light inside. You have always had it, but you couldn't see it until everything else went dark. Your darkest moments are not the end. They are where you discover your own light, your own strength, your own resilience. The abyss does not destroy, it reveals. It strips away everything unnecessary, everything external, everything you thought you needed, and shows you what remains, your essence, your core, your true self. Here, there is no pretending, no performing, no trying to be what others expect. There is only truth, deep, undeniable truth. And in that truth, there is freedom. Terrifying at first to be so exposed, so known, so utterly yourself, but then peaceful, because you no longer have to carry the weight of pretense.
The abyss teaches us that we are more than we think, stronger than we believe, more capable of surviving than we ever imagined. When you are in your abyss, your darkness, your depth, remember, you are not alone. Life thrives here, always has, always will, and you will too. Trust the deep, trust the darkness, trust that you are exactly where you need to be, being shaped into something stronger, discovering light you didn't know you had. The abyss is not the end. It's a place of transformation, of becoming, of profound peace. And now we rise, slowly, gently, from the depths, carrying the wisdom of the abyss, the peace of the deep. You have journeyed through the ocean tonight, from the kelp forests to the spiral of the Nautilus, from the patience of coral to the song of whales, and finally to the wisdom of the abyss. All of it is within you. The flexibility of kelp, the growth of the Nautilus, the persistence of coral, the connection of whales, the resilience of the deep. All of it is you. And now, dear friend, it is time to rest, fully, completely, to let these stories drift away, like waves returning to the sea. Your body is heavy, so beautifully heavy, sinking into the softness beneath you, supported, held, safe. Your breath is slow, deep, like the rhythm of the ocean, in and out, rising and falling, perfect and natural. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to be. Only this moment, only this breath, only this deep, deep rest. Let yourself drift like a leaf on the surface of a calm sea, floating, supported, at peace. If thoughts come, let them pass like clouds drifting across a vast sky. They come, they go. You remain peaceful, still, at rest. The ocean holds you. The darkness comforts you. The deep welcomes you. Sleep calls you, and you answer. Breathe slowly, in and out. Again, in, out. Let the ocean carry you now into sleep, deep, peaceful, restorative sleep. You are safe, you are held, you are at peace. The stories will stay with you, like shells on a beach, like treasures from the deep, to be discovered again when you wake. But for now, rest, completely, deeply, beautifully. Good night, dear friend. May you drift into the most peaceful, restorative, healing sleep. The ocean sleeps, and so do you.